Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to this introductory video for my YouTube channel, Kevin's ACCA AFM video tutorials. So guys, this channel will include a comprehensive coverage of the AFM syllabus for your exam sitting June 2021. Let's start off. Guys, a brief introduction on me before we start off. My name is Kevin Matthew. I'm an Indian currently residing in UAE. I hold a bachelor's in commerce and I'm also an ACCA affiliate. Currently, I'm pursuing my master's in accountancy from University of London. Priorities, well, family and friends, as with everyone, comes up front for me. Second, having my students ace their exam. Guys, I don't really think there's anything much which gives me more joy and satisfaction than seeing my students emerge successful in their exams. Me time, well, who wouldn't want me time these days? Last but not the least, watching Mumbai Indians, Barcelona, and Team India win all their games, well, that's a bit of an indication, that I'm a sports enthusiast as well. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. And if you intend to see me, I'm right here. Guys, this picture was taken a couple of years back. All right. So, guys, let's have a look at who your examiner is. The name of your examiner is Mr. Sheesh Molde. He is the examiner for both FM and AFM. Tenure as an examiner, December 2010 to present. Guys, you know what? This is one of the longest serving examining teams. I think recently it marked its 10th anniversary or something. Uh, Guys, generally an examining team doesn't go for longer than 3 to 4 years. That's the average period served by an examining team. But fortunately, this examining team has broken all conventions and has gone for more than 10 years. I'll tell you why that's happening in a while. But again, this isn't a small achievement. Kudos to them. Areas of expertise, restructuring, and valuations. Guys, please note that these are your core topics at AFM. He currently works as a principal lecturer at NTU, that's Nottingham Trent University, and he does not teach ACCA. Of course, I mean, if he's the examiner, you don't expect him to teach ACCA either. So I think this is pretty much whatever you need to know about the examiner. Guys, this is a quick glance at the AFM pass rates. Let's have a look through. What does it indicate? These are the pass rates ever since March 2018. So as you can see, it's a 41, 40, 35, 41, 35, 38, 36, 33, 33, 37, 42. So guys, what is this telling you? What it's telling you prima facie is that the pass rates are quite stable, extremely stable. It's not that you have a meteoric rise from a 33 to a 48 or a 50. Guys, let's not forget AFM is an optional paper, and optional papers generally don't have pass rates of over 40. It ranges somewhere between a 33 and a 37. And if you dig deeper into this, that's more of the majority of the rates you see here range between those levels. There are aberrations here. There are odd occasions when you have pass rates of 41 or 40, but again, it's not something that happens very often. If you're looking at the last one, December 2020, we had pass rates of 42%, which again, guys, in my opinion, a major aberration. We really don't see this happening very often. Usually it's about a 33 to a 37, depending on the exam level, rather depending on the difficulty level. If it's relatively on the tougher side, then you expect a pass rate of about 33 to 34. If it's on the easier side, it usually is close to a 37 or a 38. That's the normal range. So, guys, what is this all telling you? It's telling you that AFM is a very challenging exam. All optional papers are challenging, but again, specifically AFM is something which requires sound exam techniques for you to pass. Guys, we'll speak a lot more about this as we go along. But for time being, please understand that this is a challenging paper and requires a lot of effort as well. Let's continue. The core areas of AFM. We have five core areas, guys. To start off with, investment appraisal, including cost of capital and APV. Guys, investment appraisal is just a carry forward from where we left at FM. We have done bits of cost of capital there as well. We will be doing that here. And APV is a new concept altogether. You haven't seen it at FM before. It's a new concept at AFM. All right, the next BSOP, Black Scholes Option Scheme. This again is something we haven't covered anywhere before. Probably if you have done a university, then you may be aware of this. But again, if you're an ACCA student, this could be the first time you're looking at BSOP. It's a new concept. And it's just what do I say? It's just a continuation of the investment appraisal. It's something we do after NPV. We'll speak more about that. Valuations, guys, we have done bits and pieces of valuations at FM. However, this time around, it's a lot more advanced. We have many more techniques of valuation. Corporate restructuring. Guys, this again isn't something we have seen anywhere before. And let me give you a heads up. Generally, students don't prefer this topic as much as many others. This is relatively on the tougher side. So it's a bit of this and a bit of that. We'll speak more about that. But then just for your knowledge, this is the first time we are looking at restructuring. Risk management, including currency hedge and interest rate hedge. Guys, we have touched upon this at FM as well, especially if you can remember, we have done bits of money market hedge, forward hedge. This time around, it's a different ball game altogether. We have, we have many different methods of hedging. You have a handful of hedging techniques, to be honest, and it's a lot more, a lot more advanced than what we covered at FM. And guys, let me tell you, this is a scoring area. It may be a little difficult for you to understand the concept initially, a little difficult, but if you understand it, trust me, you will enjoy doing this. And again, the examiner, when it comes to risk management, he generally doesn't complicate it much. He keeps it nice and simple. If you're thorough with the concept of risk management, you should be doing exceedingly well in this area. It's a scoring area, guys. Trust me, it's a scoring area. We'll practice a lot of questions here and make sure you're thorough when you enter the exam. Guys, besides core areas, we have certain non-core areas too. Dividends, dividend policy and dividend capacity, securitization, VAR, duration, sensitivity analysis, and MIR. You know what, guys? These topics again don't get tested very often. Probably you would see it come once in 2 years or twice in, say, about 8 or 9 sittings. It's usually unlikely that these things are tested. However, it's still a part of our syllabus, and we are supposed to cover. Guys, these are not that difficult either. If you're looking at VAR, duration, it's all, I would actually say, I would be very happy if you get these concepts, especially VAR, duration, sensitivity, and MIR. It's quite easy to score. Very easy to score. I really hope you get these concepts. As far as dividends and securitization is concerned, very rarely will you see these topics getting tested. We cannot discount the fact that these won't be tested, so we will look at more questions in this area. Not too many of them, just a couple of them. All right, so exam structure, very important. Guys, we have 2 sections at AFM. You have section A and section B. Your section A includes 1 compulsory question worth 50 marks. And this question would include, rather in this question, you would have about 2 or 3 topics being tested with both numericals and discursive bits. Guys, if you have attempted professional papers before, this shouldn't come as a surprise that you have 1 question worth 50 marks. But if you're new to ACCA, you may find this a little astonishing that you have 1 question covering not literally covering more than half of the total marks. But yeah, this is ACCA, so this is what you can expect. So section B includes two compulsory questions. Guys, do you understand by what I mean compulsory? By compulsory, I mean you have to attempt it. You don't have an option. Two compulsory questions worth 25 marks each in section B. Generally, a single topic is being tested here with both numericals and discursive bits. This may sound repetitive, guys, but then let's take it for granted that you will never have a question which would stress only on numericals or theory. You would have both of them. You would have both of them, and let's not discount the theory bits. Very, very important to pass. Guys, earlier on, we had optional questions as well. As in, you could pick, say, I don't remember the exact format, but I remember you having an option question and you could pick between them. But I would say, but this time around, that pattern isn't followed. You have three compulsory questions, you've got to attempt all of them. I would say this is a better system because earlier on you had to read both the questions to pick which one to choose. You would waste a lot of time reading it. As you would know, as we do questions, you will know it takes a fair bit of time for you to read the question. It's not easy. So imagine reading both the questions and just solving one of them. You have lost a lot of time you would otherwise spend on solving. You've spent a lot of time reading both the questions, which otherwise could be spent on answering the question you eventually picked. So I would actually say this is a better format. Read the question, answer. As simple as that. Okay, so what's next? Well, there's a good news as well. Let's see what that is. 10 to 14 easy marks available. Guys, I cannot stress more on this. We we have a comfortable 10 to 14 easy marks, and under no circumstances would I ever expect any of my students to lose these marks. These are absolutely easy marks. How do you gain them? Just follow my instructions. Just follow my instructions, and you could easily pocket these marks. Guys, this, eventually what I feel is these marks could be the deciding factor between a pass and a fail. If you have picked these easy marks, a pass will be a lot easier for you, a lot easier for you than how it otherwise is. Guys, I'll speak more about this. I think it's very premature at this point to talk about what the easy marks are and how to gain them. As we cover the course, I'll share more and more information on how to gain these marks. But trust me, guys, it's no rocket science. Very easy for you to gain these marks, and we must gain. Now let's do a bit of maths here. Let's do a bit of analysis. Say, for example, you have about 14 free marks, as I said. So 100, your paper is out of 100 marks, 100 out of 14, 86. 50, you require 50 marks to pass, 50 out of 14. Let's assume you've gained all those marks. So out of the 50 required to pass the exam, you've got 14. So what's remaining? 36. So basically, you require 36 out of 86 to pass the exam. I repeat, guys, out of 100, you've got these 14 marks, take it off, 86. Out of 50 that you require to pass, you've got these 14 marks, take it off, 36. So basically, you require 36 out of 86 to pass the exam, which is just about 41 to 42%. So guys, humorously, um, 41 to 42 is a fail, but we just need that much. Once you've gained those 14 marks, we just need that 41 or 42% to pass the exam, which invariably tells you you've passed the exam despite failing. So, guys, I know this may sound a little silly, but then that's a fact, guys. That's a fact. On any bad day, on any horrible day, you should back yourself to get those 36 out of 86 marks if you are reasonably prepared. We cannot afford to lose any of these marks anywhere. So, guys, I know this is repetitive. I will keep emphasizing on this all through the course because we cannot afford to lose these marks, that too in such a time pressured paper. I haven't told you this before, but let me tell you, AFM is unarguably or arguably the most time pressured paper in ACCA. Generally, you have students attempting for about 80, 70 to 80 marks, about 80 marks, or if you're able to attend for 90 plus, hats off to you, great. But then it usually doesn't happen. A very, very time pressured exam. So please make sure you pick these easy marks. This eventually will be a decider for you. It will decide whether you pass or fail. So we'll speak more about this as we go along. Now, what's my approach going to be? Questions, and only questions. See, guys, to pass an ACCA exam, question practice is wholly and solely the mantra. Please make sure that you practice more and more questions. As far as I'm concerned, I will be covering many, 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 many questions. And more importantly, I will not be following any textual notes or any learning providers' notes. I have my own notes. And how I would do is I would first introduce a concept to you and then focus on questions. That's how my approach is going to be. I won't bother much reading into notes or etc. That I would say, as far as an ACCA student is concerned, it's his responsibility to read and learn the theory notes. I will do all the numerical bits and I'll cover many, many, many questions as much as I can. My approach is quite different, guys. Usually you would have trainers covering concepts at the tuition phase, but I would focus only on questions, introduction of the concept and a question. That's my approach. And even by questions, it's not, I mean, ACC questions are quite long. You will know how it is as we go along. So, reading and learning theory notes, guys, again, this is a vital cog to achieve a pass in AFM. You need theory. One of the biggest misconceptions here is that we feel we cannot prepare theory. That's wrong, guys. You can do a lot of prep for theory. I have a pack of theory notes, which I will be sharing with you all as well. That should be enough for you. Do the questions I'm telling you to, read and learn those theory notes, and practice them in time pressured environment. In a time pressured environment, if you're able to practice those, game done. You would comfortably pass if you do that. So question practice and reading and learning theory notes, very, very important. Please don't forget. So what's next? Let's wish ourselves good luck before we start. And guys, watch this space for many, many, many more tutorials on this course. So guys, till we meet next time, take care and bye.